2025 is going to be one of the most consequential years in our lifetimes. There are cosmic forces acting upon our planet and in this dimension that could change everything. Things we have never imagined or seen before could begin to unfold. Right now, we are seeing the dawn of something that might change our perception of reality forever. There is a level of awakening happening right now that could dwarf the spiritual awakening that we have seen so far. So stay with me because I'm going to explain to you exactly how this might unfold. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and I've been helping people navigate their cosmic journey for over 25 years with the help of Archangel Michael and Telstar, which is an interdimensional, interuniversal force of nature and evolution. Now, most of humanity is living in a reality that they believe is an extension of the past. It used to feel like whatever was happening in the present had an obvious cause and effect that stemmed from previous occurrences. And this is how we made sense of the world. We could always find a logical explanation for whatever was going on. And if something good happened out of the ordinary, we would call it good luck or maybe even a miracle. If something bad happened, we usually could find somebody else to blame. But overall, our perception of reality was on a singular timeline that moved in one direction from past to future. But now all of that is changing. We are seeing smaller timelines literally collapse before they reach what we thought was their obvious conclusion. Here's the problem we're having right now. We have been confined to a bubble of reality that has kept our species and our planet trapped in a 3D reality for eons. We have been segregated from the rest of the cosmos so that we could be kept under control. We have literally been told what reality is by institutions like religion and government. Think about that for a moment. What I'm saying is that we have been programmed by the controllers of this planet to believe a certain fabricated reality, which we are never expected to check in with and validate for ourselves. In fact, we're actually not allowed to validate it or to test it within our own experience. If we try, we're told we are crazy. The only acceptable position is to believe it, no matter how outlandish this false reality may be. Here's a current example. We are now told that the new reality is that men can be women and they can also get pregnant. And then we are simultaneously told that no one actually knows what a woman is. And woe be unto anyone who dares to disagree with this new so-called science. Through a system of reward and punishment, we have been treated like animals who are not allowed to have a thought or experience of their own. Well, now all of that is going to change. They will not be able to keep us under this umbrella of thought control and reality control any longer. That's because the very fabric of our reality is changing, and these controllers do not have the ability to deal with that. There are cosmic forces at work in our dimension that are above and beyond their ability to control. 2025 is going to mark the year of a new mass spiritual awakening that will literally dwarf what we experienced in the past 4 or 5 years. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. We have been held as slaves for so very long and been imprisoned in these thought systems of religion, education, and politics that as a collective we have never known anything else. We have been lied to and told that the universe is an empty black space of nothing but gases and stars. We have even been told the most outrageous lie that we are the only life in the cosmos, and in some ways that Earth is the center of the universe. In fact, let me give you a list of some of the worst lies we've been told so that you have a chance to start to reason this out for yourself. Let's shine the light on these lies and put them out on the table so you can ask yourself if this is really true. Lie number 1. Our purpose in being alive is to work for someone else. We have essentially been told that our purpose in being here is essentially human slavery. Lie number 2. We've been told that we must attend school for our entire childhood and early adult life in order to be conditioned to be the best, most compliant slaves possible. Now, before I go on, have you noticed that both of these lies are already in a state of total collapse? And next we have lie number 3. The government is here to protect and support you. They are infallible and can do no wrong. All they care about is what is in your best interest. Well, that lie has been fully exposed over the past 5 years, wouldn't you say? I doubt there is anyone who believes that anymore. And next we have lie number 4. Religious institutions are your only connection to God. You have no business connecting to God on your own. And next is lie number 5. Religions are the spokespeople for God. They say that you must fear God because God is testing you with no instructions. Only the religions have the instructions, and you better obey, or else you will suffer eternal damnation in the fires of hell. And those are 2 more lies that are collapsing. Religious corruption is being exposed everywhere. Would you like to know the next biggest lie that is going to collapse? That's lie number 6. It's the lie that planet Earth is an isolated planet with no other connections in the universe. It's the lie that the slave masters running this planet are the only ones that we humans have to answer to. So what do all of these lies have in common? Together they form a thought prison that causes humanity to live as though they are true. The real prison that we are living in exists inside of our own minds. Our minds have been hijacked by these controllers, and now their scheme is all falling apart. These lies have formed the basis for how we have created our reality. And it has been a false reality of misery, of pain, and of suffering. Look at the wars and violence on this planet. We are collectively, literally numb to it. Because of our belief that we are isolated in the universe, we tend to assume that this is just how people are. We collectively believe that this is just something that humans do. What's happening now is that this house of lies is literally disintegrating. Before, these lies were firmly embedded in our collective consciousness and reality. We had integrated these lies into our psyche and allowed them to shape our lives. What's happening now is that due to our massive human spiritual awakening, these lies are falling apart. And that's part of what makes it feel like our reality is falling apart. More and more human beings are no longer willing to embody these lies and make them our blueprint for reality. We are saying no. We have had enough. We are ready to evolve. And thus, we are being met with cosmic forces designed to usher us into a new, more sovereign reality. I think this is what collective ascension is really about. It's a transition from being trapped in one dimension, the third dimension, into an expanded interdimensional existence. What this means is that the barriers between dimensions are collapsing. We are entering into a unified whole with the rest of the universe. So in 2025, you are going to see various timelines emerge and appear to be following a certain trajectory, only to unexpectedly collapse. It's almost like a rolling motion. We are moving on an upward spiral of evolution. We're moving out of linear time. Here's what this looks like. What we're used to is a reality that moves from past to future. That's a one-dimensional linear timeline. Now in this next diagram, time is acting differently, and we're moving into a spiral of time rather than a one-dimensional linear format. So in this spiral, as the spiral moves up, that is an event or a timeline that looks like it's coming into being, and then it suddenly collapses. It never follows through to its conclusion. And then the next one comes up, and then it collapses. It never fully follows through to its conclusion. And this continues to happen as we go forward. And in this diagram, you can see that time is moving in an upward spiral motion, and linear time is beginning to dissolve in our reality. So instead of staying on the same linear plane of existence, we are shifting into a sort of spiral evolutionary ladder. So what does this look like in our everyday lives? You can actually see it in news stories that don't quite take hold. You might see a buildup of breathless reporting that something dire is about to happen, and then it just kind of fizzles out. This is happening more and more often. Another way you can see this is in the fact that it's becoming increasingly difficult to plan for the future. There is a massive amount of uncertainty about what is going to happen from one week to the next. We are so used to seeing everything from a linear perspective that we don't know how to create when time is moving in a spiral instead of in a straight line. A lot of people are experiencing a sense of unexplainable loss. It feels like we're losing our connection to the past and to what we always knew and felt we could count on. It's hard to feel anchored in a meaningful, grounded way. It's hard to get a sense of purpose when you don't know where things are going. And it's really difficult to know what and who to trust. Have any of you guys been feeling these kinds of things? Share with me in the comments how all of these changes are affecting you and the people you know. I would love to know how you guys are doing with all of this. Now, where I personally have felt particularly ungrounded is in relation to time. Sometimes I feel like I just can't get a handle on the passing hours of the day. I mean, it can be really frustrating. It's kind of like watching the hours just slip away out of your grasp. Have you guys felt anything like that? Let me know. It's almost a feeling of not being anchored in time in the way that we used to be. And you can definitely see that in everyday life. It can be very disruptive. Now, here are some things that I want you to know that might be helpful during these times of accelerated evolution. The first thing is stay anchored in your heart. That is the one thing that is a constant, no matter what is happening in the world. And the second thing is to find what you can trust. If you feel like you are just not equipped to handle all of this change, see if you can find a way to let go and trust. You have incredible faculties as a human creator that you have never been taught to use or awaken. We are literally built for evolution. We just don't know it because of what I shared with you earlier and how we have had our minds enslaved in a false reality. But those capabilities still exist within you. No one can erase that from you. It's just a matter of remembering and letting go. So you may need to surrender a little bit and trust that many of these faculties can be reawakened in you as we rise to higher and higher levels of evolution. And the third thing is this. See if you can let go of the past and of what is familiar. And if you feel a sense of loss, here's a little story that I can share with you that might help. And you may have heard this before. If you put a monkey in a cage, there's a way to keep the monkey confined to the cage without even closing the door. You hand the monkey an apple from the outside of the cage, and the monkey will reach through the bars and grab hold of the apple. It will want that apple so badly that it will not release its grasp. So even if the cage door is wide open, the monkey will remain trapped as long as it clings to that apple. And this story sort of describes the situation that we find ourselves in. As a humanity, we are letting go more and more of the lies and the dominant beliefs that we have held onto that have kept us trapped in this planetary prison. Those lies and beliefs that we were forced to accept as our reality are just like the apple is to the monkey in this story. As long as we hold on to them, we will remain trapped. In the same way that a monkey who is obsessed with the apple cannot see its own path to freedom, we will not be able to see the expansive road to sovereignty that currently lies before us. So the best thing that you can do right now to prepare for this incredible unfolding in 2025 is to find ways to align with your truest, most authentic self. Basically, that just means to get to know yourself without the programming. See if you can differentiate between what is your own deepest knowing and what has been artificially induced in your consciousness by the controllers of this planet. Here's a simple way to approach this. Take a look at one thing that you strongly believe about life and about yourself. When you ponder that belief, how does it make you feel? Does it inspire you with its truth? Or do you feel a need to justify its existence? Does it make you feel lighter and more relaxed? Or do you feel constricted and anxious when you think about it? By sorting your beliefs in this way, you can see clearly what to let go of and what to embrace. Now, I have a question for you. How do things feel for you right now? Can you sense changes in time perception and in our overall trajectory? What does life feel like for you right now? Do you feel a need to prepare for something, but yet you don't really know what it is? Share your experience in the comments so that others don't feel so alone in their journey. What you have to share might help someone else simply by letting them know that they are not the only one going through this. And if you want to feel connected in community, just give this video a like to acknowledge that we are all part of something bigger and that we are in this together. Now, in my next video, I'm going to share some very surprising information about why we need to understand exactly what is happening to us in the universe. This is extremely important if you want to experience a graceful, empowering transition as we go forward in 2025. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so we can meet here together again next video. And share this video with others so that more people can be informed with this message. And with that, I'm sending you all so much love, light, and high vibrational energy. Have a beautiful day, my friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.